2 million. And then there is another issue of projects valued at 139 million. And why we in the Senate would be more concerned about the figure of 139 as opposed to the 2 million Kenya shillings, or a query on ethnic balance, because we can already tell when you're being introduced there, I couldn't hear anything that sounds like someone from my home. But these 139 million projects, Auditor General, if you were to look at them, I think there are, how many projects are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. They're almost 19. At the end there is my favorite, Camarine, which I wanted the Auditor General to report having seen, been there presently, because here in Nairobi we are told a lot of stories. Now, if Governor, the auditor has not had the occasion to visit these places, it will be very difficult, Chair, for us to have that conversation. But in the briefing of the Auditor General, I think for the receipt of revenue, there was only one issue that was outstanding. Maybe my suggestion would be, we set aside this one for the executive for now, because it would be a great disservice to the people of Elgeyo for me to sit down here and discuss ethnic diversity in Elgeyo Marakwet when I know what the problem is, and not those projects where you have sunk almost 150 million Kenya shillings.
And just also to give us an example, if you look, I look at the first project, Tunyo Health Center, construction of morgue, 3,887,260. The project had been marked complete, but it was not in use since the morgue had not been equipped. If we make a finding, maybe from your report, that the morgue now is in use, we would want the auditor to verify that the morgue now is in use. But now, if you give that report that the morgue is in use on Friday, and the audit has not gone on the ground, then we would not satisfy ourselves as a committee that that morgue is actually in use. Senator Cherargai, you asking for the mic?
Yes, thank you, Chair. One, I largely agree, because I really wanted us to discuss the issues of projects because it gives value for the conversation. I think the era of literature must come to an end, and I wish maybe the auditor would have engaged with some of these projects that you have indicated. So, Chair, I think what we can do in the circumstances, we can do receiver of revenue, because those are things we can engage in, and it doesn't need a lot of look into, and then we can organize county visits to Elgeyo Marakwet to ascertain. Remember, Chair, this is one of the counties out of serious consideration as a house. We added an extra 1 billion among Vihiga and Isiolo and the rest, and Tharaka Nithi. So we want to see the value for money, like what Sifuna said on Kamarich, not Kamarini, and many other projects. Maybe, Chair, maybe I can find out from Mheshimiwa Barsulai whether the county assembly have considered. Mheshimiwa Barsulai, Sifuna, we used to hustle.
Senator Sifuna.
But he's comfortable. He's a man who doesn't want titles. Senator Sifuna,
you are right.
Mheshimiwa Barsulai, we used to hustle together in Eldoret, and we used to meet at an hotel called Marmar Hotel near the stage. Yeah, the chair of park. We used to take in a place called Marmar Hotel near Kapsabet stage.
Did he introduce himself?
Yeah, he introduced himself. So I am happy he's here, but I really wanted to find out from him as the county assembly. You know, Waziri Alfaz for finance was a big man those days. He was a lecturer. He was a part-time lecturer, as we were just asking the CC for finance. So I wanted to find out from Mheshimiwa Barsulai as a county assembly chair whether they have considered the report and if they can give us any recommendations. I yield, Chair.
Yeah, Chair Park, have you had opportunity to consider these two reports, receiver of revenue and county executive? And if so, do you have a report that you've done with recommendations for implementation to the executive? And maybe can we get a copy?
Thank you, Chair. I'm Honorable Alfred Parsulai, MCA Cabinet Ward, Chair, Public Accounts Committee. The way Honorable Senator Cherargai have said, it is true, I can confirm. Number 2, Chair.